Hi, this is Bob, and today we're going to work on the Common Task Customize screen in the Tools section. Alright, this consists of 4 tabs. Normally you're not going to do a lot of change on these, but I should understand what they're for. So the fixed decimal changes when you're typing in, say you typed in 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally that's going to be $1,234. If you click that, it becomes $12.34. It automatically inserts a decimal place where the pennies would be. Use printer fonts is something you probably don't use anymore. It was probably geared more towards the old dot matrix printers. Old printers like that used to have built-in fonts, and if you used printer fonts, it would print faster on those printers, but it kind of looked weird. So nowadays we don't use that too much. Next thing that you could select is print to file. So if normally whenever you're going to print a report of any type, if you normally would save it as a file, clicking that just saves it so that you don't have to click that button in the future. Now the problem is if you've got reports designed already, you have to go in and change the default on those to collect these new ones. So like through Report Designer, you'd have to go in. So works good for going forward, doesn't work so good for going backwards. I believe that's the same with printer fonts too. The next one is one that you could use if you have, similar to me, a lot of companies in your list of data folders, and you always are really going to use the live one, say, so, or the active one in our case. So if I come in here and go to open up a company, I have a whole list of them. And the one we usually are working in is the one called Active Company. So if I was always going to be going in there, so like say you're accounts payable person, you don't need them to even see these others. Normally you'd have them passworded out for them anyway through security. But if they could see some of these others, and you normally want them to just use the one they were in last time, you'd select that function in here under Customize, use last folder at startup. Now you can also do a shortcut on your screen, so when you double click that, it would take you directly to your data folder that you normally use. That's something that normally IT might set up for you. Each one's going to be different, so I can't really tell you how to do that. This font, if you wanted to change it from the existing font to a different one as a default, you can do that. Just click there to change. The next button is the status bar, and this allows you to, and I'm going to try, let me cancel out of here, and I'm going to shrink this screen down a little and drag it up. And it's not going to drag up very easy, but we'll try here. Okay. Now we'll go back into Applications, Common Tasks, Customize. And it might not show on this screen is my only trouble. You may have to be into the software, into one of the modules. But a lot of times down here in this lower section, you'll see the background task indicator, cap lock indicator, a numeric lock indicator. That's insert or don't insert, date and time. So by checking those on and off, it changes what shows down in the bottom corner of your screen in the status bar area. Remote print is an interesting thing. We don't use it, and I don't know if it's just because we weren't aware of it till I started looking at this, but what remote print does is you can assign the fastest machine kind of in your system. You can either have a print server or your actual accounting server. And if it's a really fast machine, you can select to remote print from that, and it actually runs the report on that report printer or accounting printer, or excuse me, accounting server, and it does it faster. Now that's the good part. The hard part is figuring out how to do it. So I'm going to click on this little question mark and click on remote print, and this will bring up this. And what I really want to do is go down here to remote printing. And so this is a whole list of things that you have to have your IT people set up to make this work. But supposedly it's going to be a lot faster if you do that. I think we'll probably give it a try once the coronavirus lockdown is done and we can get back to regular work. I don't really want to have something get screwed up now while we're all out working remote. I'm not sure how it works when you're remoting in. That's a thing to look at. And then last one here is appearance. And so what that does, darn this, gotta cancel out again. And I'm going to make that full size, and then I'm going to come back in to customize. So what it does is it changes how your screen looks. So you can come in and change it to silver and say OK. And I don't know if you noticed it, but this little top part changed. Options, wrong button, excuse me. Customize, appearance, and let's say we change this now to aqua. Say OK. It doesn't change much, but it changes some of the colors on your screen. It may change more as you go into the different modules, but it's a way to pretty up your screen if that's what you so desire. I'll try one more and see if we can find one that shows better. No, I don't notice a big difference, but I'm going to come in here one last time and go to that screen and click on this and see if we can get a little more feedback. Show background, custom background. Okay. So the theme controls the colors used for the menu bar, the toolbar, and the status bar in the main application windows. Okay, so my guess is if I change this to blue, let's say OK, and now we go into accounts payable. Oops, I know what's wrong here. That's over here. So see how this is all blue up here. I'm going to see if I can do that same thing from here. Customize, appearance, and let's say I change this now to black and say OK. There we go. So it's mainly in the windows of the modules that's going to take effect. Okay, one last peek here to see if we missed anything. And it doesn't appear. You can do a custom background where you can probably put your logo in full screen. This logo I think affects the Sage Timberline logo, not yours. That's about all I have on today's 10-minute tour. We'll see you next time. Bye now.